Hi thinkers, welcome to the Artificial Intelligence playlist on ThinkX Academy. In this tutorial, we are going to study the steepest ascent hill climbing algorithm, which is a useful variation of the simple hill climbing algorithm, which we have discussed in the previous tutorial. So first of all, we will understand the concept behind this whole algorithm, and then we are going to understand the whole algorithm, right? So let's start with the concept. So you can see here, I have drawn a simple state space diagram, right? Focus on this diagram where we have these 7 states, right? So this state space representation represents some sample problem, right? So it is just an example that I'm taking. So here you have 7 states, and you can see I have drawn a graph. Here you can see this graph, and this graph demonstrates all these 7 states. You can see the first state is here, then second, then third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Now they are arranged on the basis of their heuristic values. We already know that the hill climbing algorithm uses the generate and test and the heuristic function. So heuristic values, you can see these are arranged on the basis of heuristic value. Now, according to the simple hill climbing algorithm, what we simply do is first of all, we will assign, let's say that one is the initial state, right? And we will assign the initial state as the current state, right? So I'm going to use green marker to represent the current state here. So initially in the hill climbing, we have 1 as the current state. So this is our current state. Now starting from the current state, we are going to move, we're going to apply an operator and produce a next state. So let's say the next state that is generated after applying some operator is 2, right? In the simple hill climbing algorithm, the basic idea is we will compare the heuristic value of this next state and the current state. So if this next state has a better heuristic value than the current state, what we are going to do is we are going to reassign current to the to this next state, right? So first we compare the heuristic value. Now let's say after comparison, you can see that 2 has a better heuristic value than 1. You can see that from the graph itself. So what we are going to do is in the next iteration, we are going to assign current as 2, right? So in the simple hill climbing algorithm, at each and every step, we reassign the value, we reassign the current state, right? So from 1, 2, and then 3, then 5, then 6, and then 7. So this is how a simple hill climbing algorithm works. Now let us take a look at the steepest ascent and how it is different from this simple hill climbing algorithm, right? So I'm going to use a red marker to show you the working of the steepest ascent hill climbing algorithm. So in case of steepest ascent, again we have the initial state and the current state, and from current state we apply the operator and we produce a next state. You can see 2 is the next state, and after applying some more operators on the current state we get 3 and 4, right? Now what we do is instead of reassigning current to the next 2 state, you can see 2 has a better heuristic value, right? So instead of assigning current to 2, what we do is we navigate, or you can say we explore all the branches that are expanding from this current node. So you can see that we have 2, 3, and 4 as the possible successors, right? We call them as the successors of the current node. So the successor of the current nodes are 2, 3, and 4, right? So current remains here at first. Now what we do is we compare the heuristic value of all of these nodes and we pick up the one which is the best among all of them, right? So 2 is here, you can see this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Now you can easily see from the graph that out of these 3 states, 3 is the best state, right? So what we do is in the steepest ascent hill climbing algorithm, we pick up the best state from all the possible successors. So from this state 1, right, we have 3 possible successors, 2, 3 and 4, and we can see from the graph that 3 is the best state. So initially current was pointing to here at the first node, right? So current was here. Now in case of steepest ascent, the jump will be from 1 to directly 3. Why? Because you can see that out of 2, 3 and 4, 3 is the best one. Now we will assign 3 as the current node, right, or the current state. Now moving to 3, we have 2 more states, 5 and 6. Now you can see 5 is here and 6 is here. So out of 5 and 6, which one has a better value, right? You can see that 6 has a better one. It's the best one out of all the possible successors of 3. So what we are going to do is we are going to reassign the current state to 6, right? And finally we have the goal state. So we go from here to here. So you can clearly see from this graph that the difference between the simple hill climbing and steepest hill climbing is that in simple hill climbing we take smaller steps. In steepest ascent, as the name suggests, that it is steep, right? Steep means it is going to take bigger or steep steps, and ascent means increasing, right? So we are going to take increasing and bigger steps in case of steepest ascent hill climbing. That's the whole concept. And the steepest ascent, you can see the advantage of taking bigger steps is because it is going to consume less time, right? In case of steepest ascent, it is going to consume lesser time than the simple hill climbing. Before moving on to the algorithm, we will have to understand one very important thing, which is how does the algorithm know out of these states which one has the best heuristic value. That's the whole implementation of the algorithm, and I'm going to use an example to explain you this, right? So let's say we have 2, 3 and 4 and we want to write an algorithm to find out which of these has the best heuristic value. So let's assume that we have an array. I'm going to assume that 2, 3, 4 are the elements of these states, and these have the heuristic value. So let's say 2 has the heuristic value as 4, and we are going to assume 3 as, let's say, the heuristic value is 7 in case of 3, and you can see 4 is here, which is approximately equal to or a little bit higher than 2. So let's say 4 has a heuristic value of 5. So now I have this array with the corresponding heuristic value of these states. Now what I want to do is I want to find out of these values which one has the highest value, right? We want to find out the maximum value. First of all, we are going to pick up, right, maximum. We are going to assign it as -1, right? We are going to pick up any value of max such that this value that we are choosing, all the values inside of this array must be better than this maximum value. So in this case, we want to find out the maximum element. So I have deliberately chosen -1 because all the integers inside of this array, right, all the positive numbers inside of this array is better than -1. So we deliberately chose a value which is always lesser than the elements inside of the array. Now what we are going to do is we are going to compare. In the first iteration, we are going to compare the first and the corresponding or the consecutive element, right? So on comparison of 4 and 7, right, we will compare 4 and 7. 4 is less than 7, so we will pick up 7 because the intention is to find the maximum element, and after picking up this element we will compare it with max. So now you can see the value of max is -1, which is less than 7. So what we are going to do is we are going to assign max equals to 7. In the next iteration we pick up 7 and 5, right? Out of 7 and 5, we know that 5 is less than 7. So again we pick up the higher element. We will again compare it with the value of max. Now you can see it is already equal to max, so we are not going to change it, right? So we use this strategy of choosing a number which is lesser than any integer. In case we want to find out the minimum element, we will choose a very high value such that it will be higher than any value, any heuristic value that we are going to choose, right? So here we can see the maximum is this. So in the algorithm, we start with the initial state. If the initial state is the goal state, then obviously we are going to quit, else we are going to assign it as the current state. The next step is a loop, right? We're going to follow these three steps inside of a loop so that we can iterate all the states, right? Let's move on to the first step, which is the step A. We are going to assume a successor, right? SUCC is basically a successor, and this is basically a state, and it is such that any possible successor of the current state is better than the successor. So the same approach is here also. Max equals to -1 initially, and it is such that all the elements inside of this array is better than max, right? So basically in this case, max is the successor. So successor is a state here which such that, right, any possible successors of the current state, right? We have the current state as 1, and these are the possible successors. These are the heuristic value of the possible successors, and you can see that all these possible successors have a value better than the successor. Let's move on to the next step, which is the B step. It says that apply operator to the current state. So after applying the operator, we will generate a new state, right? Now, what are the states that we are going to generate? 2, 3, and 4, right? So obviously this is going to come in a loop, right? We will do it until and unless there are no operators left to be applied on the current state, right? So we will move it in a loop. So I'm just going to just draw a symbol that this step B is going to come in a loop where we are going to apply the operator to generate all the possible states, right? And then we will use the successor to find out which one has the maximum heuristic value or the best heuristic value. Let's move on to the next step, which is evaluate the new state, right? So let's say after applying operator, 2 is the new state. We will evaluate it. If it is not the goal state, you can see it is not the goal state. 7 is our goal state. We will compare it with the successor, right? And if this new state is better than this successor, you can see that this is the new state 7. If it is better than the successor, we are going to assign successor equals to new state. So you can see that we have assigned the successor max equals to 7 because the new state was better than the successor. Else do not change the successor. So after this step, right, so after this third step and the first iteration of this loop, right, let's say this is the first iteration, you are going to get successor as 3, right? So the jump is going to be from 1 to 3, right? So we are going to assign the current state to the successor here, right? So that's the last step. If successor is better than the current state, you can see that successor is 3 and it is better than the current state. We are going to assign the current state to the successor. So that's all for this tutorial. If you have liked this tutorial and my efforts, please make sure to like this video and also subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching.